Yay, I'm live. I look rough, y'all. Sorry. Oh, now I have to go see if I can kill the other one. I don't get why I have such a hard time um, going live. I mean, I click go live and it just twirls and twirls and twirls. Let's see. Did I have one waiting scheduled? I'm going to have to cancel that. All right. I'm going to have to delete this one. I don't know. They just really mess me up. Upcoming. Oh, that's what I need to do. Hold on. Manage videos. Playlist post lives. Okay. And I'm going to delete that one like I have to every time. Delete forever. Yay. And I think we're good now. So people won't be going to the wrong one. No, Vinny. No, Vinny. My vision is better though. It went from 20 over 2400 to 20 over 40 within just a few hours. Oh, and happy birthday to Mrs. Hopkins. It's a birthday. She should be coming over soon. She was over on the other one. Yeah, it's crazy how bad my vision was. Uh, I had to quit driving at night because it was so bad. It was crazy. So, how are you doing, Vinny? I got the results of my MRI today too on my shoulder, so it's a lot. I got stuff going on. I don't have a torn rotator cuff, but I do have a frayed. Afraid not. No, it's a frayed rotator cuff. Hey, Lori, how's it going? It's Mrs. Hopkins' birthday, so I figured I'd wear the birthday hat. And I can't wash my hair because, the whole eye thing. Don't want you washing your eye with any water out of your taps. Um, and yeah, you can't wear makeup or any of that stuff. So, and I'm just looking rough. I'm looking rough these days. But I can't wait to wash my hair, y'all. Oh my gosh. I just don't feel clean without a full head to toe shower. And that's just me. Forgot to bring a water in here. I forgot. So I saw the swinging medallions were going to be playing. Pardon me, around here. Now I think I'm going to have to go to their website to see what venues. So I don't know. How's your week going, Lori? Glad you're doing good, Benny. Oh, let me hit Martha up and let her know. Mrs. Hopkins, where is she? Restart. Let me go get a water real quick. And we'll see. Mrs. Hopkins should be here because she was over in the other room. But let me get. I put on a comfy t-shirt. Oh no, I got so choked up all of a sudden. Oh my God. So, y'all, I found the best meat grocery store in all of Atlanta, I think, today. Oh my gosh. It's a ways, but oh my gosh, I got ribeye. It wasn't even on sale for $9.99 a pound. I got um, ground beef, good ground beef. I think it was $5.99 a pound. Like really good ground beef. And what else did I get? Let's see. And they had chuck roast. I don't know what the price of it was per pound. It was cheap, but it was like I got one roast was $13, another was $4. Yeah, the ribeyes were like I got three in a pack for $21. So they were about three-quarters of a pound each. I mean, they weren't super thick. I like a thick ribeye, but they were, a decent weight per. So, um, yeah. So then that was like $7 a piece for a ribeye. Hey, happy birthday, girl! Yeah, we started the celebration early without you. It's a celebration, as Rick James would say. Beef short ribs. I got these long packs of beef short ribs, long packs, and it was like $12 a pack for short ribs. I have them braising in some red wine. And we'll probably eat them. Probably not tomorrow. Maybe. Probably the day after tomorrow. But I could not believe Mrs. Hopkins. You got to behave. See, the secret is you got to eat a lot of fat when you're eating that sugar. So if you had buttercream, that's probably why it's not so bad. Or if you had like a tres leche, that'd be my favorite. Tres leche with a little bit of rum syrup. That's my jam. I love tres leche because it's not overly sweet. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I had baked potato tonight, but I had that ribeye, so and butter. So I think I'm going to be okay. And I had a salad. But yeah, that'll be. So yeah, I think I forgot to make an appointment with my orthopedic physician. So I need to do that. And she said I can do telemed, so I'm real happy for that. So I need to do that. So, but yeah, this week is seasons is what we're doing this week. And I actually finished it at waiting to get my cataract surgery. So that was fun. Um, I'm just now looking at the list of questions. I'd forgotten what I had written there. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to wear glasses because even this, it's a little weird. A little weird. And what's crazy is I feel like this eye is really open and then this eye is really closed. But that's how different the vision is. It's crazy. I've been trying to practice like reading long distance with just this eye to try and give it some exercise. So, but my eyes are really way whacked now. So I probably shouldn't be wearing off the shelf off the shelf reading glasses. Seasonal classical. So it'll be anything, Lori, from classical to modern music. So, and it could fit anything in there. So, but yeah. See, now I feel like I should have probably worn the star glasses for Mrs. Hopkins. So, did you ever say what you had for lunch? You said where you went. What was it that you had? And then what did you have for dinner? Because I'm assuming you also had a dinner celebration. Celebration, as Rick James would say. Or was that, uh, what's his name? Eddie Murphy's brother, Charlie Murphy, doing Rick James. Then a banana split. Well, see the ice cream, you had enough fat. If you do like a Brewster's ice cream where they have a lot of fat, like 30% fat in their ice cream, a really good ice cream, then you're doing fine because you have all that butter fat in there to balance out the sugars. It's the darknesses. Darkness is upon us. And whenever I say grind, I have to say he grinded it. I can't say just grind. It's always grinded in. That was so dang funny. I miss Dave Chappelle in those days. He cracked me up. But yeah, I really did. If you ever get a chance, like South Park, I really like South Park stuff. If you ever get a chance to see uh, the Book of Mormon, it's actually pretty funny. I went to see it with a guy. We went to a religious private school together, and we went to see. And I found out he lived in Atlanta, but we grew up in Florida. So when I found out he works at the CDC. So when I found out he lived and worked here, I was like, "Hey, you want to go to the Book of Mormons with me? I've got extra tickets." So he and his wife went with Chris and I. It was hilarious. And then we kind of reflected on like the similarities to the religion that we were involved in to some of the things that was talked about in the Book of Mormon play. Yeah. Yeah. And I always say, if anybody, whatever someone's religion is, I'm fine with that. If it makes them happy, brings them peace, go for it. Go for it. I just don't like it, people that try to change other people and their religion. I think that kind of crosses the line because nobody likes anyone doing it to them, So, all right. So, are we ready? Are we ready, Freddie? Mike will be late. We need to tell Mike he needs a note from his mother or his wife. For punishment, he'll have to record himself singing what? Forever faithfully? I mean, faithfully. Yeah, Mike's got to sing faithfully if he's late. I'm going to have him come on here and sing it. Like on a Sunday or something, we'll have him as his punishment come on and do a live a cappella. I think that would be fitting. Oh, and I have to mention real quick. In music news, Hall & Oates have settled their beef And when Daryl Hall was asked, how he felt about the settlement, all he said was, "She's a bitch girl and she's gone too far." Now, I didn't know, I knew there was a beef between them and a lawsuit. I didn't realize what it was. And then I did some research with this guy's known for, he bought 25% of Kurt Cobain's, well, I think he bought all of Kurt Cobain's rights from Nirvana, from Courtney Love. And then they went after um, John to get his 50% rights of Hall & Oates and didn't tell Daryl. It was all kind of done behind his back. And then, hey, I'm doing this. And that's when the lawsuit started. And then, because Daryl said, "Oh, Sharon, it's Mrs. Hopkins' birthday. So happy birthday to Mrs. Hopkins." Yes. But so anyway, Daryl said that he thought if he ended up selling out, his 50%, then he didn't agree with a lot of the stuff that this company does. I believe their name's Permanent Wave. He didn't agree with their business model and dealings. They'll use so they'll buy catalogs and then they'll use likenesses to do brand deals. So, because the guy was also in, I think, Arista Records in marketing before he started this Permanent Wave stuff. So he kind of combines like buying people's copyrighted music, buying their catalog, and then doing marketing deals. And he's done a couple projects with CeeLo Green, at least 2. But the other stuff he's done is like he's created like a Nirvana documentary, or I forget who else, a documentary on them, because he has the rights to the music. So then he's making money off, any of the playtime that it gets on YouTube or wherever, Spotify, any of those files. Plus, then he has these documentaries and stuff he's doing, so he gets money from those. So he creates financial opportunity, which I guess you can do when you have a $1.2 billion portfolio that he manages, and it's a private company. So that's crazy to me. Crazy. And I think he bought some of Stevie Nicks' catalog, her rights from Fleetwood Mac. So, yeah. And he just likes these partial ownership stuff. So it's really crazy. Hey, Mike. It is Mrs. Hopkins' birthday today, Mike. And you're late for class. Do you have a note? Do you have an excuse? We figured punishment would be you coming live on my channel, because we know you wouldn't want to do it on your channel. You can come live on my channel and you can sing faithfully a cappella. Mike's a school teacher, Lori. So, I gotta give him what he dishes out. Look at my hair. Look how wild it is. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can handle this. I have it in these little things. Oh my gosh. It itches so badly. It's so greasy. Oh gosh. I can't stand it anymore though. Been busy the past week getting used to getting back to work. Yes, I knew you would. That's why I was surprised of your little video that you put out. Oh gosh. And I kind of rushed in here. I was sitting there eating dinner and I was like, oh no. It's whatever 57. Then I ran in here and of course, hey James, how's it going? It is Mrs. Hopkins' birthday. How's it going? How's it been? And then yeah. So I didn't have much time to get ready today. And then the same thing always happens. I do the YouTube thing. I've got it scheduled. I did like 5 minutes before I went live. And I click the button and it just twirls. So I had to do a whole new one. It's crazy. Oh, that's cool, James. That's pretty good. $52 yesterday around 8 p.m. Oh, did you thank Mama B for birthing you for me? I mean, I always thank Chris's mom, but she said she gave birth during the golden days where, they just knock you out and you wake up and it's like, here's your baby, Mrs. Whatever. Thanks, Martha. Man, let's face it, she did the hard work. Building furniture. Yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, sometimes you have blessings, right? I hope that's the case. My Chris's aunt's not doing well. She'll probably go anytime now. I hope. I hope she does. She's she's at that stage where she's not eating. Yeah, that's the hardest. It's when they quit eating. You can't do anything. She can't chew, she can't swallow, and therefore she doesn't eat anyway. Used to staying up late, now getting up. Yeah, I know, Mike. See, I can't do it. I'm a night owl naturally. I just can't. I'm a night owl. So I really struggle. Oh my goodness, Lori. I said if I had kids, I'd try and do it natural, but yeah, I never had the guts to have kids. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I grilled steak, so I had to change shirts because I was afraid it was a polyester shirt, and I was afraid that if I got too close to the grill, it'd just ignite or melt on my body. So I usually don't buy polyester, but I had to have a button down. So I went to the thrift store and found a real sheer shirt I could wear to the doctor. Night owls unite. That's right. But you work day shift, don't you, James? Marriott? All right, let's go. The gang's all here. We can get started. Number one, this song is about a man coming home from work looking for security. Seals said the song brought him back to his childhood home, a narrow shotgun shack before his parents split. And remember, we're doing seasons, so it could be the word seasons or it could be winter, spring, summer, fall in there somewhere. Lyrics, title. It's Mrs. Hopkins' birthday, Chris. No, it is not Seasons in the Sun, Hike with Mike. It says Seals and Croft, song about a man coming home from work looking for security. And Seals said it brought him back to his childhood home, a narrow shotgun shack before his parents' divorce. Summer breeze, Vinny is on the board. And that song really, really feels like summer, right? I think musically they did a beautiful job with that. That is my opinion. But it does feel summery. The 70 had great songs and cheesy songs. And I like them both. All right, let's see. In 1972, he brought together Dan Hartman, Ronnie Montrose, and Chuck Ruff to form what group? In 1972, he brought together Dan Hartman, Ronnie Montrose, and Chuck Ruff to form a group. It was not Bread. I would say the keyword would be group, and we're also dealing with seasons here. That may be too much to maybe enough of a hint for Vinny. Yes, Hike with Mike. Good job. Edgar Winter Group. We saw Edgar Winter at Stone Mountain years ago when they used to have real bands. Now I was saying I'd seen where, I don't know if they've already played though, the Swinging Medallions are going to be coming to North Georgia for I think an outdoor concert. But I need to look at their tour page to see. They did Another Shot of My Baby's Love and Hey Hey Baby. But I'd love to see them for free. I can't believe they're still touring. But they play Atlanta venues a lot. Number 3, A Gay Romp with Adolf and Eva at Berchtesgaden is the end of this title song. A Gay Romp with Adolf and Eva at Berchtesgaden is the end of this song title. Now, I would expect Vinny to know this. And if you don't, I'll be getting out the ruler. Nobody? Oh my goodness. Springtime for Hitler. Springtime for Hitler, A Gay Romp with Adolf and Eva at Berchtesgaden. That is the full song title. And yeah, that was a Mel Brooks piece. Of course. Of course it was. Mm-hmm. All right. Number 4. This song by Chris Brown features Kendrick Lamar and is taken from his 6th studio album, X. It was released in 2014. Anybody in the bushes? Feel free to speak up. If you know it, a song by Chris Brown features Kendrick Lamar and is taken from his 6th studio album, X. That would be Autumn Leaves by Chris Brown featuring Kendrick Lamar. Now, I'm going to have to go look. But somebody praised Kendrick Lamar. It may have been Chris Brown for being a great lyricist. The greatest lyricist of our time. I'm going to have to go see if that is true. I have a feeling I'm going to be sorely disappointed, though. Well, this is a newer song, Lori. They are R&B artists. And Kendrick Lamar, I believe, has an ongoing feud with, who is it, Drake, maybe? I forget. But living in Atlanta, I hear a lot of the crossfire from different from different artists, going back and forth, and who's who and what's what, and nothing to be in the mall and see. Well, that mall that I did the flower show that was based on was that Bridgerton, Downton Abbey. Um, it's nothing to see rap musicians shopping there. Drake's cakes, they were really good. I have no idea, but it's a R&B guy, Drake. Rap. I guess he does rap more than R&B. Yeah. Yep. All right. So, I have to add some modern stuff in because, I want to know these things. Number 5. And even as I wander, I'm keeping you in sight. You're a candle in a window in a cold, dark winter's night. Name the song. Ah, really? What's the song, Mike? Do you know the song? Oh, it's getting hot in here. Okay, that is right. Oh man. Vinny. Vinny came through. Oh gosh. I had to make sure because, like I said, I wrote this what a week ago. I can remember what I wrote. Uh, Jameer Reese Davis, also known as Amorphous, as a DJ, wrote the following lyrics for which song? Dream wavers above me, the wild fowl arriving. As a crane flies through me, I know that she will come. Leaves sprout from my horns and sap flows from my eyes. Crackle the gravel and sand in the pits of my white ribs. And I was uh Can't Fight This Feeling is the title to the song. So yeah, you got that, Vinny. Mrs. Hopkins. Well, the song is really pretty. I was kind of shocked, and I'd never heard of this guy before. The name of the song is "Come the Spring," but when I heard the line in there is "cranes as a crane flies through me," I thought of Bimbo because she always had those whooping cranes in her front yard. I think of her whenever I see an owl or anything. I saw like a little owl solar light. Walmart had it, and I was tempted, but I don't know. I try and stay away from. I don't need stuff. I bought those things to. I'll do stuff. I'll buy stuff for the garden and anything to grow food or keep food. Like I bought the little hanging butterfly thing I need to hang yet to keep the crows away. I don't feel guilty spending money there. Uh, what's that have to do with seasons? Oh, because it had they mentioned winter's night in the lyrics, Vinny. They mentioned winter. There you go. Hike with Mike. This is crazy. So we used to live on the flight path to go to Atlanta Hartsfield. But also that flight path was taken by whooping cranes every season. And there were a couple occasions, and I wish I'd thought to videotape it. Every season about fall, they'll start flying down, but I hear them coming before I ever see them. And all that. And there'll be like hundreds of whooping cranes flying over the house. It was crazy. I happened to witness that twice. And they've absolutely got to show up on radar. It's insane. It is crazy. Yeah. Yeah, don't look up. Uh, oh, yeah. Yeah. Delta's the hub. I've always flown Delta if I could. There were some times with work where I had to fly American or Spirit because it was the cheapest. But personally, I always fly Delta. I started flying them at 10 every summer for a while until I was an older teen. We had a friend that opened terminals around the country. And he became my dad's scoutmaster. And then he retired in Orlando. I remember when Orlando International MCO was McCoy. That's why it's MCO. It's McCoy Air Force Base. And I remember during Vietnam, and it was just an open. You had a sidewalk with awning over it, and you had the guys that check your luggage, and then you'd walk over the tarmac and up the stairs to get on the plane. Crazy days. Crazy days. Let's see. So the answer on that one was "Come the Spring" from Amorphous. And check out the song. I think it's a beautiful song. It's not something I expected from a DJ. I'll just say that. And he's a young kid too. He's pretty young. Well, I say kid. He's 27 years old. I mean, he's done some work with DJ Khalid. And he's a record producer and disc jockey. And to be a young man in New York City who's been able to do that, I mean, he's a kid, y'all. That's what he looks like. He looks like a baby. So, impressive resume. Oh, he's on YouTube, apparently. His profession, he's a YouTuber. How about that? Philly born and raised in Orlando. Wow. Might know some people that know him because I know another rapper in Orlando. Interesting. But yeah, check out his song. I thought it was cool. All right, number 7. This song by the Mamas and Papas is about a bleak winter. Yeah, New York Times did an article on him praising his work. That's pretty hard to do. And again, he's a kid. The guy's a kid, so he must have his nose to the grindstone. Vinny came out with that first. Is that right? Let me double check. Live chat. I didn't put it on live chat. Who did that? California Dreamin'. That is Vinny. I wonder where Simple Life is today. She's probably doing laundry. You know her. Always doing laundry. Gosh. Uh, uh, on such a winter's day. Definitely. Okay, here we go. You ready for some classical? I hope you know your classical music. This etude, Opus 25, number 11, one of Chopin's most famous etudes, is characterized by a dramatic and intense melody that depicts what? Oh no, Simple Life, or her code word for fooling around is doing laundry. At least that's what I think. Because she's always doing laundry. Sorry I'm late. I was doing laundry, or I just did laundry, or I gotta go. I gotta do laundry. That's a simple life for you. Uh, Close, Vinny. Something specific about winter. No, not a blizzard. I would imagine it would have a lot of violin in it. Almost something maybe like maybe a lot of violins. Think Flight of the Bumblebee kind of violin, probably. I need to find a source for classical that's not copywritten, but that might be difficult. I've tried archives.org for copyright free stuff, but it's hard to dig through that. Maybe I just need to play around with it and I don't know, see if I can find something. But it would be Winter Wind, Winter Wind. Now I could have, I maybe if I'd said would wind, but I imagine it probably has a lot of violin in it. Number nine. Number nine. Number nine. This song by Duran Duran is from their Notorious album. The song by Duran Duran is from their Notorious album. Now, Benny, I thought you were a big Duran Duran fan. I mean, I swear I saw it on your OnlyFans page. You dancing around to "Hungry Like a Wolf." Let me go back and look. California Dream. Mhm. Yeah, Benny had California Dreamin' above yours, Lori. Now you may want to do switch to live chat, Lori. I forget to do that sometimes. Because it will be different. It would be Winter Marches On by Duran Duran. Question number 10. Ray Dorset wrote this song in about 10 minutes while working at a lab for Timex. It features a guiero. We know what that is, don't we? Oh, yeah. Vinny works at OnlyFans. Or so I read on the bathroom wall. Something like that. I asked Chris, I said, what would you do if I got an OnlyFans? Because you can do like anything on OnlyFans. They got the feet fetish going thing. They got people just want somebody to listen to them. You know. In fact, that's why I had to leave yesterday. My nephew, the poor guy, he called me. That was his third phone call to me. But something always came up and he had to leave before we can talk about anything. He actually saved a guy's life yesterday and it totally freaked him out. And he may have saved some kids' lives too because they were fight after he saved the one guy's life because he saw him tripping. He was like at a stop sign and just looking up. And he decided to come back around. When he came back around, the guy was on the ground. And he started getting close to the guy. He got out of his car, got close to the guy. And the guy kind of took a big sigh. But he had already called 911. They came, they turned him over. He was foaming at the mouth. Face was blue. Hello, good grandma. Good to see you. How's it going, Krista? No, it's Mrs. Hopkins' birthday. It's Mrs. Hopkins' birthday. So we're celebrating. So anyway, but he just wanted somebody to talk to get this out. Which is why he calls his Aunt Jen anyway. So because I just kind of shut up and listen. Let him go. But yeah, there's all kinds of reasons to do an OnlyFans. You could do it for anything. I asked Chris, I'm like, what do you think if I got an OnlyFans? He's like, I don't care. They pay money for whatever. I don't care. He's so funny. He is so funny. Oh gosh. Heck, I couldn't get naked when I was a young woman and I was telling some guy I hung drywall. And I was hanging drywall to make money, in construction. I love doing it. But the guys on the job site, they're like, woman, if you just go down to the club down there, we'll come in after work and you won't have to do this kind of work. I'm like, no, I thank you very much. I'd rather hang drywall than go down the local club and take money from the likes of you guys. But I was like, no, not me. Not for me. The eye, it went from 2400 before surgery to 2040 in just a few hours because they did the surgery. We went and had lunch, walked around the college university campus a little bit, went back to the office, and they tested it, and it was great. They said it'll get better, but I don't know since I'm wearing wonky glasses for what I've got going on. But I drove in the dark for the first time last night. I couldn't believe the difference. It was amazing. Amazing. So I'm very happy. Now I just need this eye to hurry up so I can get this one done. So, yeah. All right. So, did anyone answer that one? I'm just over here chatting about Vinny's OnlyFans. channel. Number 10, Ray Dorset wrote this song in about 10 minutes while working at a lab for Timex. It features a guero or guero. Remember, we talked about what that was. That's that little ribbed wooden instrument with a little stick. Guiero, I believe. Guiero. Quiero. No. Guiro. Guero. Where's my mouse? We did a pronunciation. Mute. Hold on. I gotta mute it. And then I'll play it. All right. Here we go. Unmute. And then we'll play it. Guido. All right. I'm learning Spanish with Renee's Secret Garden too. So if you've ever wanted to learn German or Spanish, check out Renee's Secret Garden. She does German through the week, and then she does Spanish on the weekend. Yeah, well, it was Edgar Winter was way back there, Mark. Way back there. Ghetto. How was your that boat gig? Looked a lot of fun, Mark. Mark and his band just played on a boat, I guess, in what lake was that? Superior? No. That'd be way too norte. Lake Michigan? What is that lake? I was there. I forget. Yeah, so maybe Mark will know this one. Ray Dorset wrote this song in about 10 minutes while working at a lab for Timex, and it features a guiro. St. Clair River. That looked like a beautiful day for a concert on a boat. All right, so I'll tell you the name of the band. If you didn't know who Ray Dorset is, he was the main guy in Mungo Jerry. And we've talked about this song before, I believe. In the summertime. There you go, Vinny. In the summertime, in the summertime. You got nothing on your mind. Had a jug and a gyro, right? That was what they. Yeah. All right. Originally written by Jacques Brel as Le Moribond, or The Dying Man, in 1961, with English lyrics adapted by Ron McCune in 1963. Terry Jack's 1974 version became a global hit. And it was hard to believe that anybody did this before Terry Jacks made it a hit. That we probably could have done without. Yes, Vinny. Uh, Jerry. So Jerry, there was no Jerry. That was the name of the band. So the name of the main dude though was Ray Dorset, and he worked in a Timex lab. And he's done some stuff here and there since then, but not as Mungo Jerry. All right. Benny got that one with Seasons in the Sun. Yeah, hard to believe anyone recorded it before Terry Jacks did. Number 12, this song is a jazz standard composed by Vernon Duke with lyrics by Yip Harburg. The song is a jazz standard composed by Vernon Duke and lyrics by Yip Harburg. I'll give you a hint. It was a Billie Holiday. So this song, made famous by Billie Holiday, was a jazz standard composed by Vernon Duke and lyrics by Yip Harburg. I have a painting in my living room that's a likeness of Billie Holiday. That would be April in Paris. April in Paris. Number 13, this song by Manic Street Preachers was the third single taken from the album Send Away the Tigers. This song by Manic Street Preachers was the third single taken from the album Send Away the Tigers. All right, that would be Autumn Song. Autumn Song. That was a pretty song, too. Number 14, the English lyrics were written by Johnny Mercer, who almost missed the deadline and wrote them on a train to New York. The original was a French song, Les Feuilles Mortes. I can't say that. I need to bring Chris in here. Which started as a poem. These English lyrics were written by Johnny Mercer, Mr. Savannah himself. He's buried in Bonaventure Cemetery. His wife's tombstone, interestingly, has the inscription, "She must have been a beautiful baby." I thought that was so cute for him to do that for her. Mm-mm. Mm. I believe Lori may have mentioned this song earlier. Everybody scroll up quick. I'm going to be right back. I need to take a potty break. All right. I try to get Chris in here to speak some French. No, it was Autumn Leaves. Autumn Leaves was that one. All right. So, and that was by Nat King Cole. So who sang that one? Number 15. This band has a song called Awaken from the Dark Slumber. That's spring. And then part one, The Dark Slumber. And part two is The Awakening. Who would be that band? This band has a song called Awaken from the Dark Slumber. Part one, The Dark Slumber, and part two, The Awakening. No one knows. No one knows. Betty, are you saying hello to me? Give me a hard time because I had to go to the bathroom? Is it a bimbo band? That probably was a bimbo band. One of those weird ones that she introduced us to. Yeah, I went potty. I don't know if some of those people like that have to be on the mic all the time where what they do. If they wear, catheter or depends or I don't know. I mean, guys, it's easy, but women that have to be on the mic all the time, that's a little different. All right, let's see. What were we doing? That would be the name of the band is Winter Sun. I believe they are a metal band. Let me look and it's one word, Winter Sun. It's a Finnish symphonic melodic death metal band from Helsinki. And originally formed as a side project of Jari Minpal. I know I butchered that probably quite a bit. So, Mike, if you'd never heard of them, you may want to go check out Winter Sun. Might be your thing. I don't know. So, death metal. Mm-hmm. I know, doesn't it? Some druid based group. It was kind of cool going to France and seeing the druid ruins. They had like little troglodyte caves, and they had in the town of Karnak, they had all these megaliths lined up for like miles. They were huge. They're kind of like Stonehenge, but big, really big, and a lot of land that they went to. But the cool thing was a town of Karnak. It had like, the Druid insurance agency, and but it was in French. Yeah, for miles. Yeah, those Druids had a mission. They had a mission. It was a beautiful area too. I loved it. I would go back there. And what I liked, we stayed in the cheap hotel, but the cheap hotel was attached to another like mid-tier, more expensive hotel. It just meant they had dark furniture, but we shared the same facilities. But what I liked about our cheap hotel, we had a private balcony where we could overlook like this water area, and then you could see the little town in the background. But we had access to indoor pool, bicycles, bocce ball, spa. You could wear robes in the restaurant to eat in the hotel. And so I guess, in France in the public health system, if somebody has a heart attack, they're sent to these spas uh, to for therapy, to exercise and get their strength back and all that stuff. It's amazing. That's the coolest thing. The only thing I didn't like, you had to wear nets on these little caps on your hair to get in the pool. But it was a saltwater pool, so you're super buoyant. It's crazy. And it didn't have bleach in it because of the salt water. All right, number 16. Here we go. Classical again. Beethoven's Violin Sonata number 5, Opus 24, is widely known by which unofficial name? Due to its bright and optimistic character. Beethoven's Violin Sonata number 5, Opus 24, is widely known by which unofficial name? Due to its bright and optimistic character. Have you been to Karnak, Lori? Or have you seen Karnak? I was thinking Karnak the Magician, Johnny Carson. That was always so funny. Okay, this the megaliths at Karnak. It's the one of the largest and most significant prehistoric complexes in the world. That's why they had those little troglodyte caves there. And it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And Karnak Magnificent is mentioned here. But he's unrelated to the site. Oh, you've seen it online? Yeah, it's really cool. That whole area of France, though, that whole region, I thought it was just kind of magical. We didn't do any chateaus or castles or anything too much, but just that area. And then Rothneuf is this little town, and there are these the cliffs of Rothneuf. And what I loved about it was it was an honor system. You just kind of park and you go through this little gate, and it had a little money box on it, and you throw some money on there and you go down. And it's where these monks had carved into this hillside of the ocean. There's this cliff, and they'd carved paths, and there would be a carving of a dog, there'd be a carving of a monk. Maybe Semper Fi was carved into the rock. Religious symbols, common people symbols. It was all done by monks in like 15th century. So like the 1400s, these monks were out there carving away at this big rock on the side of the ocean. It was crazy. But I love those weird, quirky things. All right, so the Beethoven, yes, Semper Fidelis was actually carved into the rocks there at Rothneuf. Yeah, we went to a place. I told Chris, I said, let's just go into town, grab a bite, and then go back to the beach to have a picnic. We found this old place, and um, we asked him, to suggest a bottle of wine. So he suggested this bottle of wine. And there they had these markets, and it had deli. So you could get a little carrot salad, or, this salad or that salad, and you could get some fresh cut meats. And so we got it, and we go up to the register, and I'm like, I forgot the bottle opener for the wine. So the guy, he just corked it for us in his store and handed us the bottle to leave. I was shocked. I was like, oh, France is all right. Because it was obvious we were going to go have a picnic somewhere. So he corked it for us. Then we get to the the rocks, and we're having our little picnic on the beach. And um, I look down the bag and I look at the bottle of wine, and it was the same. It was that guy's private wine that he sold in his store. It was crazy. It was crazy, and it was so good and so cheap. That's why I like France. Everything's good and cheap. All right, so Beethoven's Violin Sonata Number 5, Opus 24. Nobody's going to take a chance at that. It's widely known by which unofficial name due to its bright and optimistic character? Yes, we have some monks near Atlanta, east side. I've done some photography out there at their little seminary out there. They're known for their bakery and bonsai. They have some bonsai that is ridiculously old. It's been around for everybody, and people like they're so well known for their bonsai work that people will donate bonsai collections to them. So it's pretty cool, but it's falling apart. It really needs some repairs here and there. So let's see. That would be Spring is the answer to Beethoven's Violin Sonata Number 5, Opus 24. The unofficial name is Spring because of its bright and optimistic character. Let's see. Okay, Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day mentions what season? That's such a pretty song. I like it. Does anyone else like Wake Me Up When September's Gone? Nope. Good guess, though, Lori. Which season? We only have 4 of them. Come on, y'all. Spit it out there. Nope. Keep going, Lori. Keep going. Nope. Lori got that one. Congratulations, Lori. Lori, now make sure you go and tell everybody tonight who comes onto your live that you actually got a Green Day question correct. Congratulations. It is a beautiful song, though. Um, now, it does mention summer, too. It says, Summer has come to pass. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Ring out the bells again, like we did when spring began. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests but never forgets what I lost, wake me up when September ends. Like my father's come to pass, 20 years has gone too fast. Wake me up when September ends. I guess it was it was feel the burn, Vinny, feel the burn. I guess it was a tribute to his father, but I don't know. But I do think it's a beautiful, beautiful song. All right, here we go. The Four Seasons is part of a larger 12 concerto collection called The Contest Between Harmony and Invention by this composer. Ah, Vinny got the Vivaldi. You were on it. It was Vivaldi. Vivaldi did the Four Seasons. Correct. Correct the mundo. Number 19. This band is also known as the Jersey Boys. The Jersey Boys. I love them Jersey Boys. In fact, my former roommate's from Jersey. I called him the other day. It's always fun. As long as he's lived in the South, he'll never lose his Jersey accent. His mother, I love her deep Jersey accent. I think hers is a little stronger. Mm-hmm. Good folks, good folks. They're like family. Uh-huh. All right. So, did anyone say this band is also known as the Jersey Boys? That's the Broadway play is the Jersey Boys, and it's about this band. Does anyone know? That's a pretty good Broadway play. I saw that some years ago. There you go, Lori. Lori's got two. Good job. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Yes. Number 20. This famous aria from the opera Porgy and Bess is a beautiful, evocative piece. You did good, Lori. See, you've hung out long enough that your brain's starting to click, click, click. Yes, yes, Benny. Very good. Do you know who the composer was of Summertime? Crickets. Crickets. Nope, not Gil Evans. I don't even know who that is. Who's Gil Evans? I mean, it's the he's Canadian American jazz pianist, arranger, composer, and band leader. Recognized as one of the greatest orchestrators in jazz, playing an important role in the development of cool jazz, modal jazz, free jazz, and jazz fusion. Born in Toronto, Canada, May 1912, and died in Cuernavaca, Mexico. Wow, 1988, Cuernavaca. Very cool. I hear that's a beautiful town. Can't remember if Eddie Toro went there or not. Interesting. Huh. Oh, he did a lot of stuff with Miles Davis. Chris would have known that then. He listens to a lot of Miles Davis stuff. But right now, Chris is in his classical phase. So he's been listening to, a lot of classical music on his drives. Summertime and the liver is greasy. That is a haunting song, though. I mean, it's like thick, humid, syrupy summer. I mean, that's how, yeah, it's greasy and sweaty and. Mhm. It's like that. What was our first song? Summer Breeze. You just kind of feel it. It was so well written. So the composer was George Gershwin. I was like, is it Ira? Is it George? Which one of them? But that was their era. They were the big dogs then for any of the plays and that type of thing. Broadway stuff. Number 21. We Fell in Love in October is a song by which group? We Fell in Love in October is a song by which group? George, of course. Yep. I know. I kind of need to get back into listening to old show tunes. I like some of the modern stuff, of course, Phantom of the Opera, um, of course, from the South Park guys. uh, no, but I like old show tunes. I just wish I'd seen more of them. Hair. Yeah, my dad liked Hair and Jesus Christ Superstar. I know why my dad liked him. Hair, especially. No, my dad was he loved my dad was good for sharing culture with me. Him and his father both. I'd listen to classical and circus music and operas and show tunes, Broadway stuff with my grandfather after dinner. Dance and I'd dance, do plays, go dress up, you know. And then my dad, a lot of jazz and then ballet. And, we went to some ballets and some orchestra, symphonies and Hello Dolly and The Wiz and, stuff like that. So he did well. He did well. So I did always impress my music appreciation instructors. So I was the only kid that I took it. A lot of kids took it, thought it'd be an easy grade. I took it because I loved it. All right, so it would be A Girl in Red. Is the We Fell in Love in October. So Vinny wins tonight with 7. Mike had 1, and Lori, you had 2. Congratulations. You did good. So Lori, I think if you tell everybody that you won on a Green Day song, they're going to be really impressed. So you may want to write down the song, though. It was, what was it? Because you'll probably get asked if you say it. Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day. So Fabio, Mr. OnlyFans, you ready for your prize this week? I almost wore this, actually. Should I give you this as a prize? Here we go. It's a relic from when I did my Danny the Medic video. I've mentioned Danny before. He's Mr. Food and Travel in Las Vegas. I'm one of his moderators. But I love Danny. He's so funny. He's a trip. But yeah, he always wears a hat like this. He always wears one of these. He wears a blue polo shirt always and brown khaki pants. And so he likes having the same shirt, same pants, everything all the time. He probably paid way less for his than I do mine, but he gets all of his shirts and pants and stuff off of Amazon. But he has a watch channel. He has a guitar channel. He hates Gibsons. You wear it on your OnlyFans? Where are you going to wear it, Vinny? So he has the guitar channel is pretty cool. He has a watch channel. He has a miscellaneous channel. Usually on his miscellaneous channel, he's talking and folding underwear. Sometimes he has less underwear than he has shorts, which is pretty funny. Um, but yeah, so Danny, like, he knows where all the deals. But he used to live in New York, so he rated and reviewed New York restaurants as well. But he traveled. He does a lot of concert contract medic work, which took him out to Vegas a lot. But I think he's also been in a couple movies. He has an IMDb. Oh yeah. Oh, they're great little hats. I like it. See, I just need some suspenders and some loafers, wide leg pants. Yeah, I like hats. I like hats. I'd like hats better if I had clean hair. But I saw this article once of this girl said she didn't wash her hair for over a year. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if she was putting the powder in her hair or what. Uncles, cousins, and cousins used to wear, oh yeah, cousins were about 30 years older than me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have a cousin like that. This is my dad's cousin, but he was probably closer to my age than my dad's age. Uh, but I think that was because all my uncles were in the war, World War II. One was a pilot, and he stayed in the Air Force as a pilot. He did test piloting, all that stuff until he retired. He was crazy. And he always laughed because he got a Purple Heart. He's got shot in the butt in World War II. He thought it was funny, but it did take him down for a little bit till his wound healed, and then he was back on a plane. So, but yeah, my grandfather never had to go to World War II because he was in the casket industry. So they had a greater need for him to stay here. And plus, there were what, five brothers, four of them went. So there are actually letters of my great uncle when he landed in Normandy and what he did. There's a little diary about that. It was pretty cool. But man, that had to have been hell. Had to have been hell. All right, so I think on the radar for other next trivias is songs that mention a city, money, cars, or directions. Which one should we do next? Should we do directions? That'd be like northeast, southwest, right, left. I don't know. Left is going to be about all the babies they left. Left this girl, left my man, left. We try and keep it with northeast, southwest. Could try that. I could try it. South Detroit. I like South Detroit. Actually, South Detroit is, I don't even know what's so bad about South Detroit. All of it looked really fancy. I think that's also where all the designer stores are in South Detroit. And then you got the waterfront and libraries down there, I believe. I have video coming up, I think, where we went through South Detroit. And then that's where the tunnel is, where you take if you're going to drive over to Canada, That's where the underwater tunnel is, which we did. We went over to Windsor. There's a bathroom on the right. Lori. Oh gosh. Toledo is South Detroit. True, true. No, Toronto would be South Detroit. Windsor is South Detroit. Windsor, Canada. It's right across the river from Detroit. I got video coming up from that too. We went to the Chuseok Museum, I believe it's called. It's right across the river. You can see everything. I got great footage of the GM buildings downtown. Yeah. And then there's the part where Edsel's house is. We went to Edsel's house. We went to the yacht club there. We got into the yacht club. That was the craziest thing. And we didn't even sneak in. We got to be the guest of someone. That was so fun. That was crazy. Chris and I were just laughing, shaking our head that we couldn't believe that we got in the yacht club. We didn't stay that long, though. The Renaissance Center. Yeah, that was Renaissance Center. What else was over there? That's right past the tunnel, isn't it? On the left? Well, there's nothing on the right but water, but I think the Renaissance Center was on the left, kind of like beyond the GM buildings, if I remember correctly. Like I said, we had so much fun in Michigan. Well, all the states were so good. And then Hunter sent me he sent me a link the other night to this guy I'd never heard of, John McSomebody's Small Town America or something like that. And John Mc. But anyway, he sent me a link on Cedar Rapids, and I was like, "Wow, maybe I need to go back to Cedar Rapids, hang out with Hunter some more, and see some of the stuff I missed." Like they're the biggest producer of corn in the world. They had the Quaker Oats factory there. It produces more oats than any other company in the world. They do other cereal. They do Life cereal, I think, or Cinnamon Toast Crunch, something like that. But they have this, and I was talking about this on my live the other night when I did my enchilada casserole, which ended up fabulous, by the way. That was the first time I'd done pepper, onion, and roasted corn in my enchilada casserole, but it was good. And the sauce was spot on. But, and there I mentioned they have this nonprofit that grows vegetables, and you can come and visit the farm. And they have a farmer's market. They also have a restaurant where anybody can eat. If you're hungry, you don't have to have any money. You just come in and eat. And it's also subsidized by people who do have money and they want to leave a little extra tip or pay what they thought the meal was worth. The stuff comes like from the garden, stuff they raise. So basically farm to table food. And the other thing they had, so that was impressive. I was saying we saw one homeless person. We were all in downtown at night, and we saw one homeless person, like day, night, all the time. And as much time as we spent in the city to see only one homeless person, I was pretty impressed. Now I'm going to look them up now. And then um, yeah, the Renaissance Center had the Renaissance Hotel and stuff. I'm trying to think what was on the left. There was something that really stood out in my head at the time that was across the street from all of that. Vinny. Where is it? Gmail. Honor. It was. It's probably some PBS show. John McGivern's Main Streets is the name of the show. John McGivern's Main Street. And he does all these like kind of mid-sized towns. Cedar Rapids is like the second largest city in Iowa. They also have, and this was interesting too, they have a thing called the Kirkwood Hotel at Kirkwood Center there in Cedar Rapids. And what's interesting about that is it's a 4-star hotel and restaurant, but it's all basically a college. You get a 2-year certificate in hotel management, and you can get a 2-year certificate in culinary, and you work at these hotels and you learn on the job as you go. It's crazy. It's a cool concept. Now, I didn't look at how much the hotel cost. Let's see, Kirkwood, Cedar Rapids Hotel, upfront pricing. Let's say we want to go there. Let's say September. Let's do the 19th and 20th. And the 21st, 3 days. 2 travelers, 1 room. Oh, Kirkwood. Oh, that's Expedia. Kirkwood Hotel. Luxurious rooms and suites. Let's see. Okay, 179, 161. And that's just for the stay. Oh, September, they are booked. Oh, no, they're not. So price depends on what's going on. They have some $159 nights. Wow. Wow. And then I guess you can eat at the restaurant. But I don't see a menu for the restaurant. Culinary team building. Here, dining. Patio dining. Book a table online. Dinner menu. That'd be the most expensive. Entree. So filet mignon's $42. Espresso, porcini rub, boursin, mashed potatoes, asparagus, bordelaise sauce. $42. Bargain. Ribeye with duck fat, roasted potatoes, grilled zucchini, roasted tomato, garlic butter, $47. So for I think for a restaurant of that caliber, those are really good prices. Yeah, poutine, fried oyster mushrooms, $14. Ooh, that sounds good. Made my mouth water. Anyway, so actually, if they're a four-star hotel and restaurant, those are really good prices. The food sounded really kind of good, and all the hotel rooms have floor to ceiling windows. It says, and they do have specials. Oh, the standard room looks pretty nice. The bed looks nice. Looks super modern, clean. Sconces. It's like a velvet bedding. Luxury bed linens. Original artwork. No, the suite is crazy. They have an executive suite with a little kitchenette. I don't see a stove. Coffee maker, sink, dishwasher, probably microwave. But anyway, so I'm just rambling now. But I hope I can go to sleep at a good time. And then I got to try and make I forgot to make my appointment for my teleconference, talk to my doctor thing. So we'll see. We'll see. But if I'm all good, then I'm going to take off to California. We'll see. So we'll do directionals for Mrs. Hopkins and her birthday. That's what we'll do on next week's thing. That'll be a challenge. So, anyone have anything exciting going on this week? Mm-hmm. Oh, and I saw some coverage on the Corey Feldman concert. Oh my gosh. What was it called? Jim and Them, I think, is a channel, and they kind of covered some of the concert. I think that's all they do is cover anything and everything Corey Feldman. So, Vinny, if you want to go have some fun, go check out Jim and Them talking about the Corey Feldman. There's clips. There are clips. And I must admit with them that there is a decent Corey Feldman song. It's something New Age Millennial or something like that. I mean, that's kind of all he sings in the lyrics, but you know. And then I think there's possibly an AI song. But his girlfriend was totally bored. She was one of the backup singers, and yeah, I don't think she was feeling it on his birthday, unfortunately. So, y'all have a good one. You'll pass on that? Oh, come on. It's kind of like watching, fingers on a chalkboard or something, listening to it. But I like that these guys have commentary, so it's actually pretty funny. So, but he also did some Beatles tunes, and he played the drums. That was really bad. But bless his heart, he tries. He tries. I mean, he was throwing out Funko Pops. I guess that's a big thing in his life right now is Funko Pops. He was throwing them out in the crowd, and I think there was also some kind of Funko Pop giveaway or something he did. So, yeah, interesting. No, Mrs. Hopkins. Have you seen Corey Feldman? You got to go see the concert. When you're feeling down, you're feeling bad, just put on the Jim and them commentary on the Corey Feldman birthday bash. You'll get a chuckle. Yeah. Well, Mrs. Hopkins, I hope you're oh, you got your birthday present, right? And I hope it works well. I hope you can use it. So, um but yeah. Well, folks, see? I was crazy, like, right? So, y'all, she lives in Arizona. I had to send her one of those neck fans for her birthday because I knew if anyone needed one of those, it was her. But, right, I was shocked at how well it works. And I like that it hits the back of your neck. The only thing you can't wear your hair down because it'll suck your hair in and eat it up. It says it won't, but it does. You don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. But yeah, I was surprised at how well those things work. Like I said, the only thing I ended up with was sweat on my head where my hat was. The rest of my body was cool. And when I came in, I never even broke a sweat. It was crazy. Now you might in Arizona, regardless, but I was pretty dang impressed. But the only thing is, you got to be careful because it'll make you think you're cool, but you need to still hydrate because it's just evaporating that sweat as you're sweating. And that's what keeps you cool. Kind of like a swamp cooler, a walking swamp cooler. But same concept. But you got to still hydrate a lot. It's the only thing that those things can be a little misleading and make you forget to drink a lot of water. So, but yeah, I hope it helps. Oh, but it helps. But y'all take care. I'm gonna have my Saturday video, and I don't know what with YouTube. I think they like me just doing trivia and gardening because I'm getting a lot more watch hours and I'm getting a lot more subscribers. I don't get it. I guess they can figure out my algorithm now. That oh, she's mainly doing gardening and a little bit of cooking. So I don't know. I'm just gonna have to. I still have so much video to edit from the trip. I almost hate to go out to California because I'll be doing stuff out there too. I hope. Um, but I know I will. I definitely want to go to Donner's Pass. Do you like the cooking? I think the cooking's fun. I kind of like doing it live too. I almost did it tonight because I had such a good deal on those dang steaks. I mean, that was crazy. I couldn't believe. And boneless chicken thighs. I mean, they were boneless skin. I got a big old pack of wings, also dirt cheap. Um, I don't know how much the wings. I think it was probably a good 2 pounds. Now, this is a big pan, but they're the short ribs that I got. I was just browning them before I braised them in some red wine with some shallots and garlic and spices. But that's $12 of short ribs. $12, that's all that cost. Short ribs are expensive. Like if I go to, say, Publix, you get fatter short ribs with the bone in them. But like three little short ribs like that is like, dang, $25. Like I said, they're a little bit smaller, but $12. They're good. They need to be braised, Lori. They're better braised. I mean, if you wanted to grill them, you could boil them and grill them. They're pretty fatty, but there's enough fat that would stay on after a boil. But they can be tough. Um, They had a big container of chili powder. It's about as big as this water bottle. And up to here with the lid, $5.99 for chili powder. It was their store brand. And it's this little off independently owned thing. They had junior drumettes. Yeah, I got at least 2 pounds of chicken wings for $10.97. It was a lot. Uh, what else? It was mainly, but even their banana peppers. I got 4 banana peppers for $1.03, and I saw where somebody in Michigan was getting two for $3 or three for $2. Hmm. I have the Kroger app and I have Publix app, and like what I paid for these meats, they were at least, even the chicken was like $2 a pound cheaper. But the beef, like the ribeyes, they were $9 a pound cheaper than, were they $9 a pound cheaper because they're eight. The cheapest one at Walmart for ribeye is $18.99 a pound. And this place, the ribeyes were $9.99 a pound, not on sale. And the beef is local. It's a local source beef, and it tasted as good as beef we had in the Midwest that was super fresh. Uh, Friend that swears by meat prices at Target. Yeah, if they're in San Francisco Bay Area, probably. Probably. I mean, just food costs there's just expensive. Everything's expensive. I don't know though. Some of the restaurants aren't too expensive in San Francisco. So, I mean, I've been to Oakland and I've eaten a lot of places in San Francisco, like Burma Star, and Burma Star is really popular. But that's why I like Burmese food. That's where I got hooked. So now I look for it wherever I can get it. And I did find a Burmese restaurant in Minneapolis. They do a fermented tea salad, and that's my favorite. But we also got this beef, and so I've been coming home and I made the Burmese beef curry. It's incredibly good. And that just is, yeah, you can probably do chicken too, but it's mainly beef. Trying to see what else I got. Boneless thighs. So I got this pack. How many did I count? There must have been 9 boneless thighs in a pack for $11. I think that's about what I paid for six um, from Walmart, the Purdue brand. So, like I said, I had to drive a bit to get there. Um, Extra lean ground chuck. Um, I know it was well over a pound. I got some of that. It was what was that? $5.99 a pound for extra lean chuck. And I got a chuck roast. I got two chuck roast at $13 a roast. It's crazy. What I don't buy their brand, Lori, because they inject their meat with sodium, as does Kroger. Kroger injects their meat with crap. Um, yeah, but Walmart and Kroger are notorious for injecting beef, chicken, all their stuff with crap. So I don't buy their brand, but I'll buy Tyson brand stuff from Walmart. Yeah. Yeah. I did it out of convenience for the longest time, but now that there's this little tiny market, you know what IGA is? They still have them around some places. The Independent Grocer Association, those little tiny ones. I mean, this place is so tiny. But they actually have a restaurant where you can get like they call it a meat and three down here, where you pick a meat and you get two vegetables, or you can get a meat and four vegetables, you can get a vegetarian platter, and then they have a meat every day. And then Sunday they had like four different meats, but they'll change. They always have chicken strips, but then they would change out like meatloaf one day, pork chops a day, you know, different foods. And so it's kind of like a cafeteria. And they also did sandwiches, French fries. What did they have? It was really odd. Pimento cheese bites. So it's pimento cheese and bacon. And then I guess they freeze them and then roll them in breadcrumbs and fry them. That sounded stupid, insanely good. Hmm. Now, IGAs can be expensive though, too. Hmm. Yeah. But I think you might end up like with this place, he gets all of his meat local. He doesn't import it from, the Midwest or anything. He doesn't deal with JBS, the Brazilian company. That's where we get most of our meat from. They're a Brazilian company, but they own our meat processing here in the US. And then the Chinese own Smithfield, so they own all of our pork. A good bit of our pork processing stuff here in the US. But over here you could get, I don't know, was it 5 pounds of bacon or more? 10 pounds of bacon? Came in a big box. It was $31. The woman said a lot of people buy it. So, but this, I wouldn't buy what's in the aisle. I would go elsewhere, but I'll buy the meats. I'll be driving all the way out there to get meats. It's worth it when you're talking $2 off a pound for chicken by itself, you know? So I just got tired of chicken and pork, chicken and pork, chicken and pork. So I went somewhere to get some beef. Where's the beef? So, yep. Yep. So I need to go check on those ribs, see, because I've got them braising on low at like 250. They're going to be so good. So good. I probably won't eat them tomorrow night. Probably have something else. Mmm. Yeah. I'll have to go live and do that beef curry, Lori. That stuff is insanely good. It was so good. But you have to, it's one of those things you have to let it cook for many hours because you just use a cheap beef roast. You got to cook it down to make it tender. But by the time it cooks down, you have this nice, they call it a curry, but it's not spicy. A lot of what's in it is paprika, but it is really, really good. You can make it spicy if you want, but uh, yeah, it's perfect. Such a good dish. And I like it because you can make a lot of it and then freeze it and have extra meals. That's what I've been doing. So when I travel, Chris will have some food. He'll have more than just lasagna. Yeah. So, all right, kiddos, I'm going to close it out. Lori, when are you going live? What time are you going live tonight? Yeah, it's not spicy. You think it's going to be spicy because it looks spicy because it's so red with the paprika, but it's not spicy. And it doesn't even have coconut milk in it. And we thought it might have coconut milk in it because it tasted so good and rich and slightly sweet, but there is none. There was cilantro. There's a lot of cilantro in it. Hmm. So, but I'll do that. I've not done that one, so I'll have to do that at some point. So Lori, when you going live? Are you going live tonight? It's already 10. Mark's probably live. Yeah, I love cilantro. I wish we could grow it here, Mrs. Hopkins. Like, we have such a short season of cool weather. You would think, as much as salsa and cilantro go together, you'd think they'd grow together, but I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a ton of seeds. I've just never been able to get it to take. It may take in that new soil, though, because that stuff. Wait till you see Garden Tour Saturday. Oh my gosh. I'm just shocked. Maybe after midnight. Yeah. We're gonna wait till the midnight hour. Yeah. That's when Lori gets her groove on. All right. Well, I'm going to go hit it. Mrs. Hopkins, have a great birthday month. You deserve it. You deserve it. But, you'll, I know you'll get on the straight and narrow. See, the banana split too, because of the fat and the cream and the butter fat. And then the banana has a lot of fiber too. That helped. But yeah, just keep eating ice cream. You'll be all right. But make sure it's not like, it can't be kind of like ice cream. It can't be a dairy product. It has to be the real good stuff. Oh, you have the soapy gene, Lori. That's a genetic thing. Like bitter. There's some people that can't taste bitter. And the soapy cilantro, yeah, that's a thing with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how this dish would taste without cilantro. Yeah, I can't do bitter. It's too pronounced. Much too pronounced. Thank goodness I can do cilantro. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't. That'd be hard. Because I use a lot of fresh cilantro and stuff. So, but yeah. So y'all take care. Have a good night. Lori, Miss Hopkins, if you're up in the middle of the night, if you haven't been to Lori's, you never know what topic's going to come up. She has some survivalists from Sweden. What is his name? Swede. I watched his video today. He got that new book, which I thought was really good. It was it was a little bit more than first aid. What to do for a heart attack, what to do with a broken jaw, what to do with a non-venomous snake bite, what to do with a snake bite, just a regular snake bite, venomous. I mean, it was a like all-inclusive manual on health in survival mode. But yeah, pretty incredible book. But anyway, that's it. But yeah, Cousins of ABBA. Maybe. And then, you got some West Virginia. Who's that? Troy from West Virginia. You got, has Critters been back on, Lori? He's a pretty good artist. He's from Oklahoma. And A Simple Life might be there if she's not doing laundry. So certainly she was doing laundry tonight. All right. I'm signing off. That's it. No more crazy. And again, happy birthday, Mrs. Hopkins. Love you very much, everyone. And thanks for coming in and hanging out. I always have a great time. I'll see you later. Bye.